Today is National Dentists Day, so of course we stayed right here in our community and called up one of our local dentists here in West Bloomfield Township. Dr. Warren and Amira Woodruff are both with us from Caring Smiles Family Dentistry as we celebrate this occasion and, of course, talk about oral health awareness on the program. Dr. Warren, Dr. May, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, glad to have the both of you on today as, of course, it's National Dentists Day, so we're celebrating our dentists. But for you, for professionals in this industry, how do you utilize this day to promote oral health and some of the necessities that people need to know at this time?
Well, I think one of the biggest things is just remembering to go. I think people get busy in the everyday life, school, work, and just life, and you forget, especially if there's nothing wrong. If you don't have any dental pain, it's easy to forget. So we just want to remind people, make sure you go get your checkups every 6 months if that's what your dentist told you. Some people have to go more often, and that's what we want to remind people to do. It's more about prevention. We're here for you if you need something fixed, but we would rather prevent anything from happening in the first place.
And on top of what she says, it's just important to be diligent every day with taking care of your oral health. It's not just your visits to the dentist, but it's also what you're doing in the morning and at night each day. So hopefully this is just a reminder to making sure you're brushing your teeth thoroughly and flossing and doing everything you should be doing at home.
And like any other part of your health, you can be doing all the right things and things can still go wrong. And I'm speaking from personal experience here. I brush my teeth multiple times every day. I floss at least once every day, every other day at the very worst. But it's been a while. I'm a little overdue for my latest dentist visit. And so for me, I start thinking about all the things that could potentially go wrong with that delay. What are some of the common things that you professionals see when you have a patient that maybe is doing all the things the right way, but they haven't been in a while? They've missed some appointments.
Yeah, I think one thing that we notice too is they'll have what's called gingivitis or bleeding of the gums. Even though they're doing a really good job brushing and everything, there's some areas or plaque buildup that ends up hardening to a point where we can only remove it at the dental office. And so over time, that continues to build up. And so that's one thing that we notice a lot when we see patients that haven't been in a while. Other things too are maybe the beginning stages of a cavity. Where they're doing a good job brushing and flossing, but sometimes people are still prone to get cavities. And so if they're coming, every 6 months, we can definitely catch it early before it becomes a bigger problem.
So I've been thinking this for a long time. I've had a few cavities, not many, just a few over the course of my life. And it's National Dentist Day, so let's get everybody informed. Everyone's heard of a cavity. Sure, some people, almost everyone has had one at one point. What is a cavity? Why is it a problem?
Yeah, so basically a cavity is just when the part of your tooth, the white part of your tooth, it's called the enamel, gets broken down. And it gets broken down when you have a certain bacteria in your mouth, and that bacteria releases an acid on the tooth, and that acid breaks down the tooth. That's a very scientific version of it. For the little kids, we say sugar bugs. But basically, if there's certain bacteria in your mouth and you're introducing sugar in your mouth, whether it's sugar from candy, sugar from breads, sugar from drinks, it doesn't have to be that you're just putting a piece of candy in your mouth. Any type of sugar that breaks down by that bacteria, it causes a little bit of weakening of the tooth. Once that tooth starts weakening, the more bacteria can get in there, and that's what gets the cavity bigger and bigger and bigger. And if there's someone, for example, who feels uncomfortable with dental x-rays very often, we recommend them pretty much like every other time you come, so like once a year. But let's say somebody hasn't been in a while or they decline x-rays. When we finally get those x-rays, that's when we can see those beginning stages of the cavity between the teeth, and you can't see it just looking in the mouth. And then sometimes it can go from really small to really big quickly. So that's why we like to do it regularly so we can catch it when it's small. Because sometimes when it's really small, you can actually reverse it before you need the filling.
And so, Dr. Warren, as we take a step back from that, there are ways that you can prevent cavities or limit the number of cavities that you do have, and that goes back to the very essentials of oral health that people can take in their homes each and every day. What are some of those essentials that we should really be honing in on, especially on National Dentist Day?
Yeah, flossing is really important. We have so many patients that they say they brush really well, but they're not flossing. And so getting into those hard to reach areas where your toothbrush can't reach will definitely help minimize cavities from starting. Some other products that work well, electric toothbrushes. There's water picks, which is like an electric water flosser. Those products work well. But the biggest thing is just your diet. If you can eat healthy and limit the amount of sugar. A lot of times it's not about how much sugar, but it's the duration that's sitting on your teeth. So someone that's sipping on coffee with sugar in it all day, or drinking Gatorade all day is going to be more prone to having cavities form than someone that just has that sugar during mealtime for a short period of time. So, limiting, the sugar intake, and then also doing those things when it comes time to brush and floss are definitely important.
And Dr. May, your business's name, we're joined by Dr. Warren and Amira Woodruff from Caring Smiles Family Dentistry located in West Bloomfield Township. More information can be found on caringsmilesfd.com. Dr. May, part of the name of your business is because you encourage families to come in and take oral health as a serious topic across the entirety of the family, and whether it's young parents with younger kids, or even parents with kids that are now adults, that family effort can really play a big role in making sure that everyone across your unit is maintaining their oral health.
Yes, absolutely. And that's part of our name too. We're Caring Smiles Family Dentistry, like you mentioned, family, but a big part also is caring. Because, like we mentioned earlier, a lot of people, for whatever reason, have a hesitation about going to the dentist. Whether it's they're nervous about what we're going to tell them, or they've had bad experiences when they were young, and so they're just nervous about going in general. So we want to make sure that they know that they're in a caring environment, also a fun environment. We like to come and have fun, and we take pictures with our patients, and we want people to know you're welcome here, and there's no need to be embarrassed or scared, and we're here for you.
More information, again, can be found on caringsmilesfd.com. That's their website for more information about Caring Smiles Family Dentistry and their services right here in the greater West Bloomfield area. Joining us on the program, Dr. Warren, Dr. May from Caring Smiles Family Dentistry. And as we talk about encouraging family units to keep up with each other's oral health and encourage regular visits to their dentists and for their checkups. This also encourages people that, as you had mentioned, both of you have throughout our conversation so far, those that may be avoiding going to the dentist. Maybe they don't, it's an uncomfortable process for them. They don't like to go through that discomfort. Maybe it's been a while for them and they're feeling a little bit embarrassed about going back to their dentist. That plays a key role in this, is encouraging people that no matter what the circumstances are, if you haven't been into your local dentist lately, that you should go for that checkup, because your oral health does affect your overall health very much.
Yes, that's very true. And we like to call ourselves a judgment-free dental practice, where I've had patients that come in and the first thing they're saying, like you mentioned, is that I haven't been here in a long time, and I really don't even want to open my mouth and show you what's going on because it's probably pretty bad. And I tell them, I've seen everything, but at the end of the day, I'm more excited about you being here today and us starting on a path of fixing things than worrying about what's in the past. So, it doesn't matter. It's never too late to start, improving your oral health. And so when they're here in our office, that's where it gets us excited, because we can make that difference and figure out what has been holding them back from coming to the dentist in the past, and come up with a plan to help them move forward in a judgment-free dental office.
And when I think about going into the dentist, going back to kind of that family's angle, a lot of parents will start their kids off with a pediatric dentist and will sort of struggle. I know my parents did on when to switch from more pediatric-centric dentist into more teens, tweens, and adults dentistry and into that sense. So when should parents start to bring their children to the dentist, and when should they start about thinking about them going to a dentist that's more centered on older children and, of course, adults?
Yeah, it's really patient specific. So we've seen patients here who are 1 year old, and then there's other patients who might be 5 that we recommend see a pediatric dentist. We want to do whatever is going to be in the best interest of that patient, and there's a number of factors that play into that. But whether you're seeing us or another office, just have that discussion with the actual dentist to determine what's the best place. But yeah, like I said, everyone's different, so we're open for all ages, but there are many times we will recommend that a patient sees a pediatric dentist for a while before coming back to us.
And then the earlier they can have their first visit, the better. Our number one goal in seeing like a 1-year-old is to educate the parent about what they should be doing at home, answering any questions. There's so many parents that have no idea what they should be doing with their child when they're that young. And so we want that child to have a really good first experience. And so they'll be willing to want to come back as they get older. So that's our goal, is for that first visit, is really education. And then as they get older, the kids may allow us to do more treatment, or we may refer them to a pediatric dentist at that time too. So earlier the better for that first visit for children.
And more information can be found on Caring Smiles Family Dentistry's website, caringsmilesfd.com, if you're interested in their services and looking in, or if you're looking for a dentist here in our local area, with their offices located in West Bloomfield Township. Dr. May, March is also Women's History Month, and so we have to note on this being National Dentist Day, back in 1866, Lucy Beeman Hobbs became the first licensed female dentist, and we fast forward to today, where female representation in fields that have typically been male-dominated is becoming stronger and stronger. Speak to that and how women are represented today in dentistry, and sort of your challenges and your vision for women in dentistry in the future.
Yeah, I think that, it's all about representation. And so, for our generation growing up, a lot of times when you thought of a dentist, you thought of a man. And so a lot of times that makes that career not be one that women often would think of as something they would want to go into. My dentist growing up was a man, but I really loved my experience. I thought he was amazing, and I really enjoyed going every time I went. And so that's what encouraged me to start being interested in dentistry. But once I got into dental school, I realized that it has been a change. And my class was about 50% women, 50% men, which is vastly different from just a few years ago. And I was in dental school almost 15 years ago. So not that long ago. So the trend is going in the right direction. I think it's important for women to be represented equally in all fields.
And we appreciate the work that you're doing and your continued advocacy for women in dentistry here in our local area. Dr. Warren, Dr. May, anything else for us that we should know as we celebrate National Dentists Day and think about our oral health?
We're just happy for you to have us on here and we're be able to, talk about the importance of oral health. We just moved into a new facility here in West Bloomfield on the corner of Powers and Daly Road, right across from the West Bloomfield Post Office. And we're always happy to see families and patients of all ages. And so, like we mentioned earlier, we're a judgment-free dental practice where no matter how long it's been, we're happy to see you. No matter your situation, we're happy to see you. And our number one goal is just to continue to educate in the community the importance of oral health by any way we can, to just make sure that people really take care of their mouths and have healthy smiles.
You can find more information on their services, get in contact with Dr. Warren and Dr. May on caringsmilesfd.com. Thank you both for your time today.
Thank you so much.